Okay.
Okay. Welcome to this podcast I've named Maïz. Today's day and age, healing is made very simple, but also they gave us this image of healing is quick. You can follow this method XYZ and then ooh, you're healed. Do this therapy, do this method, do this, go to this place. You can just travel, you can buy this product, you can change your appearance, and then all of a sudden, healing comes your way, comes running as if it misses you, and you'll be free like that. But what if from the get-go, healing is not fixing anything? It is just remembering your zero, where it all started, where it all came from. What if healing is just waking up from this drowsy, poisonous, deep dream? Now, if I understand, and you along with me, that healing is actually this rather than go into this retreat or whatever, you'll understand and you'll realize that healing is actually, truly is simple, but definitely not quick. Not at all. Healing is it's a very long journey. You never stop healing. You never stop doing the job. You never stop looking for yourself. You never stop looking for what's true, what's not, what are the lies, what are the truths, who is telling the truth, who is telling a lie. And this is what we're trying to do in this podcast. Deconstructing misconceptions, lies, and those courses, products, retreats that you go to but nothing comes with them, and share some truths of what healing actually is. Because of course, I cannot tell you every truth there is because I don't know them all, and I can't, neither can you. But just to get close a bit to what helped me and people around me. Welcome to this podcast I've named Maïz, which is a real word in Arabic that means to distinguish. It is also a word play for min alif ila z, z being my initial, and also to recall the maze that we go in once we decide to go into this healing journey. This podcast will focus on the ups and downs, the ins and outs, the moving backwards and forwards of healing. So what comes with healing? But first, let me introduce myself. I'm your host Zaineb, and I've hopped on this podcast world to share my 10 years of experience of learning, of studying, of experiencing healing from things, failing to heal from things, discovering myself, rediscovering myself, getting to know who is Zaineb and why is Zaineb like this, why is Zaineb like that, trying to fix some things, but then understood that it's not about fixing, we talked about that, and getting to appreciate this journey. Not only I've experienced it, but I've also studied for it. From the many disciplines, coaching, therapy, sociology as well. Believe it or not, understanding sociology, getting to know it, or just knowing bits of it, actually helps you in your healing journey, because when you understand where you come from, you understand your entourage, when you understand your society, the one you live in, it will help you in your journey. During these years, I studied sociology, as I mentioned, as well as therapy, life coaching, energetic coaching, as well as essential psychology, which is a holistic approach of psychology that goes beyond understanding or trying to fix said named problem or surface problem, like for example anxiety. Instead, it explores the essence of existence, the meaning and the depth of why we're here. To put it simply, traditional psychology talks about and focuses on the behavior, the mind, while essential psychology focuses on the body, the soul, the mind, and the spirit. It draws or it takes from psychology and philosophy to understand all of these deep meanings that the essential psychology tries to explain. So it recognizes all 7 aspects of life, and it works with the subconscious mind and the depth of the universe. And you understand and you realize how much I love these 2 subjects. I specialized in coach therapy and life coaching. Both helped me in this whole healing thing. Both are life coaching, but with holistic approaches to live life, if you want, okay? The therapy part comes in when we try to heal wounds and traumas from the past that are still affecting the present. And the life coaching part is when you strategize and try to create accountability, as well as grounding and setting goals. For example, if I receive a client who pretty much is stuck trying to achieve his goals. Why? We go to the why, the how, the when, etc. The therapy part that I specialized in can practically allow me to go deep into his childhood, for example, if that's where his limiting beliefs, the patterns, etc. are stuck and making this blockage in his life. And for the life coaching part is to, while healing those traumas and wounds, he can still go through strategizing and going with his goals. These are 2 things that can be matched together and done at the same time. So, Maïz, the podcast. What are we going to talk about? What are we going to tackle? How? And who's going to talk about this? So to answer your last question, me. And to answer the other questions, Maïz is going to be a podcast mainly about healing. Everything we go through within healing. For example, chaos. The chaos we go through when we start our healing journey. Ooh, okay? That's a huge subject that we're going to tackle. And then we're going to talk about how our minds work, subconscious mind. I told you I love that subject, so we're going to talk about it. So the subconscious mind, the universe, and what it does and what it gifts, how it tests when I start my healing journey. We're going to talk about the 7 aspects of life in a more depth way. So we're going to give each aspect a whole full episode, a whole full podcast to introduce it and talk about it. The whole idea of this podcast comes from people who are trying to heal what they go through, why, how, and when does it actually stop. Just a little disclaimer, this podcast will be fully in English because as special as this message is, I want it and I desire it to be fully universal. I want it to reach everyone who can relate to everything we're gonna tackle, and I want it to reach everyone who can feel and understand and want to get more knowledge, awareness, or maybe more consciousness of what I'm trying to relay and give to the world. I hope you enjoyed this little preview of this upcoming journey of healing and gaining knowledge and consciousness and just thriving together. So hop along in this amazing journey and don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more. See you soon. فميز.